win once only. Hope all is well in your end. Have a safe day and have a safe remaining week. You know, this topic is really, really serious because it's like people go into situations blindsided. Not only do they go into situations blindsided, but they're not aware of themselves to know their value. And this is really unhealthy. You know, what look good ain't good. And I say that respectfully, and it's okay. But when someone is willing to play you close and psych you out your freedom and your thought process and your eyesight and your pockets at the end of the day, to paint a narrative of their delusional thought process, you have to be careful. It's the thought process of me. Amongst minding my business within minding my business, it doesn't matter your sexual orientation at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter. This page is not for everybody. But for a female to blame her being pregnant as to why she's putting her hands on someone, as to why she's becoming her worst enemy towards someone she says she loves. It's the thought process for me. If you haven't taken care of your trauma before having a baby, you shouldn't be having kids. And I say that respectfully. Because balancing certain things out in your life, it will make a lot of sense. And then when the negative stuff starts to happen, it's not making sense within making sense of yourself. To have the awareness you need to have within yourself, to be in a healthy mental state. So you're putting trauma on top of trauma and then allowing it to display into the universe in a toxic way. As you're saying that you're giving birth to a baby that you're bringing into this world, but you haven't taken care of your pain. It's the thought process for me. Then you project this negative energy that you want to blame post-traumatic distress disorder and all this stuff because you're pregnant, but you haven't taken care of your pain. You overlooked your pain. You didn't have self-awareness within yourself to show up for yourself, to understand having balance, to have healthy balance, to bring into this world we live in a healthy, beautiful baby girl or boy that you're supposed to protect and love, not go against. Allowing yourself to go against your own baby before the baby got here? Wow, unhealthy balance you're showing this baby. Allowing this baby to be displayed as, you know what, it's okay to have controlling issues. It's okay to have a hand problem. It's okay to psych some out their thought process and allow them to feel unworthy to themselves when I feel like it, when I want to be in control. You say you love this man and woman, but you're hurting them with words. You say you love this man or woman, but you got a hand problem, and you're hurting them and you're abusing them, and you're telling them that they're not worthy of themselves, bringing them down as they're trying to balance themselves up. It's the thought process for me. Regardless of your sexual orientation, it'd be the thought process for me. How you say you want to value someone's time, but you never understood how to value your own time. To be within, being aware of what's going on within. Having self-awareness is very important. You entertain everything else but you. You overlook yourself. You didn't have the right boundaries for yourself, to have the self-confidence within yourself, to face your own music what came to trauma and pain. From your childhood, went into your adulthood, overlooking yourself. Wow, that's not an even exchange. When it comes to self-love, half-stepping, saying you at peace with yourself, but you fake gaslighting yourself. Trying to become your best self vision of yourself, but you keep going in circles within circles, trying to show for yourself. It'd be the thought process for me. Wow. How can you get into a relationship with someone, regardless if it's a child involved or not, and bring them hurt and pain? How can you actually say you love someone and hurt them? And you're taking their kindness for weakness because you don't know how to love yourself. You sitting there fake gaslighting yourself like you're so in tune with a relationship that you overlooked yourself to actually get to know who you are, to go within, to have the self-awareness, to have the self-love, to understand your self-value. to know what your self-worth is, to have patience with yourself, to recognize who you are when you look at your reflection of yourself. Wow, you overlooked your pain again, but you sit here playing in your own face when it comes to an innocent person who's just trying to show you love and remove the pain. The energy hit different. Wow. You see how time flies? It just keeps moving. It just keeps moving. As you realize, time doesn't even matter no more. Days are moving so fast. Not understanding your thought process, trying to find yourself, trying to find balance within yourself. But you keep overlooking your pain and the trauma that was endured within you. Projecting all this negative energy on an innocent person who wants to love you. Value your time in the most healthiest way. Be your peace. But when you start to do malicious things, you start to show intentions within intentions to hurt someone with your pain. They're trying to protect you, love you. Say there are better days ahead, but you overlook it because you're overlooking your own self, because you overlooked your own pain. Wow. That's all you knew was abuse. You thought it was the norm. Whatever they displayed, unhealthy, but you knew it wasn't right. Trying to find balance within yourself. All you knew was toxic behavior. And that's all you displayed because you overlooked yourself. Being in depression, more than a depression, dealing with anxiety, PTSD, sleepless nights, trying to find yourself, trying to escape your own self. You finally came across someone who's willing to love you, but you kept overlooking yourself. You pushed that one away. No return back to sender. All because you didn't know how to love. You didn't know what real love was. This first person actually came into your life to show you what love was. They wasn't trying to hurt you with words, go against you, abuse you. They was trying to meet you halfway. That's what you said, meet you halfway. Overlooking your own words, asking for something at the end of the day that you're not ready for. It was real love. Overlooking yourself because of your pain. The energy hit different. Trying to get in tune with yourself. You know you want to be loved. But you was looking for it in all the wrong places. Allowing this person, that person to gas your head up because they not used to real love. And they was a hate in disguise to allow you to feel that someone being kind to you, respecting you, was toxic. That's weird to me when you knew at the end of the day, someone going against you for the first time, someone actually respecting you, it was different to you. It was so different that you started acknowledging your pain. And you started acknowledging that someone can actually love you. But when the mask comes on, you start to feel ashamed. And you start to hurt the person with your own words. When it's not an even exchange, that energy hit different. Saying you're looking for love, but it was in the right place this time, but at the wrong timing. Wasn't your timing for real love to actually exist in your book, because you kept overlooking your pain, pushing the person away, hurting them with your own words, overlooking yourself, trying to find yourself. You feel like there's nowhere to turn. Wow, love. They say true love isn't real. True love is true of one of a kind, with the right one. That's truly for you when someone is actually in tune to get to know you for who you truly are. That energy hit different. Hurting yourself with your own words wasn't even exchange when you realize you came across a real one a day. Overlooking yourself with your own words, allowing yourself to not feel the pain within. How long can you actually hide from yourself when you say you want to become your best self vision of yourself? When those conversations become pointless because you're only hurting yourself with your own words, you feeling like someone's attacking you because you don't want to feel the pain within. Trying to block off the pain within, just pushing someone away that was truly in tune with you as well as you was, but you was only half stepping with one foot in one door, one foot in the other door. It wasn't even exchange. Wow, the energy hit different when someone's actually in tune with you to show you at the end of the day I could be your peace and your balance in a healthy way with an even exchange. But you went against yourself with your own words, saying you looking for love, but you wasn't ready for a real one. You want to reevaluate your thought process. Your even exchange for yourself was you rather deal with the pain. You know, it's sad to see that people blame their childhood as to why they have a hand problem or why they disrespect certain individuals or they're not used to someone respecting them. It should be no reason why you're in a relationship if you have a child or not, and regardless of your sexual orientation at the end of the day, like, it should be no reason why you have a hand problem when you say that you're in tune with someone. Love is not supposed to hurt. Love is respecting each other as a two-way street. Like, wow. The first time that I actually laid eyes on you type of love. When it's not an even exchange, when you fake gaslight somebody, act like you're so in tune with them, and you don't even know who you are because you never understood to have an even exchange when it came to healing your pain. And you say you have self-awareness. How? And you're only hurting your own self with your own words. Let alone you're putting yourself in situations with them, putting yourself in situations with innocent people, and you're bringing all this pain to an innocent person at the end of the day who does not deserve that. That's not an even exchange at all. It's not, and it's unhealthy. Safety first. Why should I have to feel that way being in a relationship with somebody? Because they haven't dealt with their trauma from their childhood and they went into their adulthood and they dealt with trauma on top of trauma. And they never actually healed. They never knew what it was to heal. And they come across someone who knows how to get into they mode and they lame at the end of the day to understand they even exchange when it comes to self-loving themselves. They would sit there, try to play you close, see what you got going on, but their intentions don't be good, regardless of your sexual orientation at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Love is not supposed to hurt. Love is not supposed to feel like, wow, I'm in competition with somebody. Love is not supposed to feel like, wow, I'm going to hurt myself with words and allow myself to put myself in a situation where I'm hurting myself and I'm hurting somebody else in the same process. That's not love. That's not love. And if you think that's love, that's the norm of the unnormed. That's not the norm. That's the norm. It's not the norm. And I say that respectfully. It's not the norm. An even exchange with somebody at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, when getting into a relationship, it's having respect for each other. Just because someone haven't shown you what love is or someone misguided you as to what love is supposed to be at the end of the day, it shouldn't give you an excuse as to how to respect yourself. The same way you want someone to respect you at the end of the day is how you respect the next person. It's a thought process to me. You wouldn't want someone to bring harm towards you. You wouldn't want someone to have malicious intentions towards you. You would want someone to respect you in the most healthiest way. Like, you want someone to mean what they say what they mean when they say they're in tune with you. To actually value your time in the most healthiest way. Not go against you. Sitting there psyching you out your own thought process. It's the thought process for me. How they sit there and psych you out your thought process and they sit there and fake gaslight you and take your kindness for weakness. And their intentions is not good at all. But they say they're so in tune with you to have these pointless conversations just to play you close. And their intentions don't be good. Because then you're sitting there reevaluating your thought process, saying to yourself as well, I still have a heart. I still know how to love. I still know how to be respectful. But this person ain't used to someone being real with them. Some people get scared. Understandable. But what is you scared for if you saying that you want to value someone's time, they're attracted to you, and you trying to get to know them on that type of level? Why you got to put your hands on somebody? Why do you got to display weapons to bring harm towards an innocent person? And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process of me. It don't matter what culture you are. And I say this respectfully. It doesn't matter what your culture is. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter if you're disabled or not. It doesn't matter if you're elderly or not. And it's sad to say, it doesn't matter if you're a kid. Because this behavior is being displayed to children. And it's not healthy. And I say that respectfully. Because if somebody can sit here and saying that, well, this is the reason why I don't know how to show for a relationship and this is all I knew, it was from my childhood, that's a problem. Because now you're displaying all your anger to innocent people who do not deserve that type of energy from you at the end of the day. And it's something that you never healed from. It's toxic. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process of me. Like, you matter. Like, you definitely matter. But when you overlook yourself at the end of the day, you display all this toxic behavior within the universe, and then you want to sit here and play victim. It's not cool. Leave innocent people alone. If you're not mentally stable to be in a relationship, you need to not be in a relationship. If you have certain triggers within you that makes you unstable, you should not be in a relationship. And I say that respectfully. I say that respectfully. Because if you can't be real with yourself to be real with the person that you're talking to, you should not be talking to that person. It should be no reason why somebody should be finding something out 6 months, 7 months later that whatever you got going on with them going on at the end of the day, then you try to blame them for not knowing. Like, that's toxic. Because this is what you're used to, putting your problems on somebody else. That's not cool. And then you got a hand problem on top of that? Like, come on, that's whack. Respectfully. Doing too much. Regardless of your sexual orientation, it doesn't matter if you're a male or female. It don't matter. Yo, this is bigger than culture. Like, it really is. Like, it's so sad. It should be no reason why you putting your hands on anybody today, bringing harm to them. Malicious intentions. That energy hit different. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. Regardless of your sexual orientation, and I say this respectfully, like I said, this page is not for everybody, and that's cool. But you know, God installed these tools within us: self-awareness, self-healing, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, healthy boundaries. So you can show up for yourself to elevate. So you won't have excuses why you're unhealthy, why you're dealing with all these toxic traits within you. Because at one point in time, you thought it was the norm, and it was never the norm. Because having self-awareness is very important. To know not to go against, to hurt yourself or go against your neighbor. God did not create us to go against our neighbor. God did not create us to be in a toxic relationship. That's not how God created us. Mm-mm. God created us to love. Healthy love. Healthy love. And to be at peace. Not just with ourselves, but amongst each other as well, too. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village and a community to be at peace with one another and to respect each other. It's the thought process of me. And to allow it to be the norm of the norm when it was never the norm, because it's not how God created us. It's not how God created us. And I say that respectfully. God did not create us to go against our neighbor, to have malicious intentions to bring harm towards our neighbor or ourselves. God wanted us to love ourselves and to know how it feels to love yourself in the most healthiest way, to understand going within, to understand healing, if you have to do so. And to understand your awareness within yourself, to have the self-confidence, to be able to face your reality of your reflection of yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror. To understand when you go within to do healing, it has to make sense to you. So understanding your pain and your trauma that was endured within you from a child point of view going into your adulthood. Don't display that to the universe to hurt an innocent person when they're not deserving of that. They're not deserving of someone bringing harm towards them or having malicious intentions to bring harm towards them. When someone wants to take someone's kindness for weakness and manipulate their character for something that they truly not. When you're saying that you're opening your arms to someone and you're allowing someone within to get to a space where you are to say you love and respect someone, only for you to play them close and hurt them. That's not how God created us to go against each other when it came to love. You know, having excuses as to why you can't show up for yourself in a relationship, and you realize within a relationship, you being in this relationship for years to come or whatever the case may be, you start to realize that the trauma on top of trauma that was displayed within you, you saying that you're looking for something, but you're overlooking yourself when you're asking for it. Because love is not supposed to hurt. Because now what happens is when you go within to do the healing, you realize at the end of the day, hey, well, that's not good. That's not healthy at all. To display the fact that what you've been through in your childhood went into your adulthood, it should have never displayed. When you said that you was willing to accept someone to come into your life and be your better half. And y'all meet each other halfway in a healthy way. It's not that when someone comes into your life and you don't understand what real is, you will hurt your own self with your own words. Not only would you hurt yourself with your own words, but you'll put yourself in a situation of going against yourself and becoming your own worst enemy. And then this is where you play the part where you start to play victim. Because of the fact that when someone is trying to express themselves to you in a healthy way, not go against you, but how can you communicate when someone, when it is one-sided? And that's not an even exchange. And because it's not an even exchange, now you want to have controlling issues, to have a hand problem because nobody understands where you're coming from at the end of the day. When you're overlooking what's being displayed and it's healthy communication. And then when you start to display the toxic behavior, then it's a problem. Because now you're confrontational. You're going against someone that you say you love. It's the thought process for me. Regardless of your sexual orientation, at the end of the day, like, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. And what's very more unhealthy is the fact knowing that someone can sit here and be in a relationship with you for years, and you would think that this is the norm of them putting their hands on you, and it was never the norm. Or a person will display like, hey, I think it's time for us to part ways. And now they want to display violence towards you. That's really unhealthy. When someone was trying to walk away. If you ever feel like you're in a situation within a situation of trying to walk away, do it in the most healthiest way. They said, what's the healthiest way nowadays? When someone feels like they can control you and manipulate your character, display something that you're truly not at the end of the day, all because you're trying to walk away. When finding balance within yourself, you gotta find more ways to communicate better within yourself, to walk away. Sometimes we have to just walk away blindsided, knowing at the end of the day is no return of a one-sided situation, that someone's not going to understand why you're walking away. Safety first, that's what they say. They say what happens when you have someone that's controlling. They got a hand problem. They abuse and disrespect. Wow. And you're just trying to walk away. It's sad that a person that's just trying to walk away has to deal with the toxic behavior. It's sad that when someone takes someone's kindness for weakness, they understood to have third-party conversations with other folks. When someone's tired, they want to walk away. When someone's tired of being disrespected, abused, physically, verbally, mentally, you put a name to your book. When it becomes your sickness and you're trying to find your way to help, overlooking yourself, thought it was the norm of the norm. Nah, that was their norm that they projected on you. It's so sad. When someone's just trying to walk away. And you make it difficult for a person, regardless of their sexual orientation or not. Now you want to threaten them. Now you want to be extra controlling out of nowhere. Now your mask is falling off your face like, oh, wow, this is who you truly are today type of energy. That's crazy. When someone's just trying to walk away. When they don't want to deal with the toxic behavior, your trauma, that they was willing to understand. But when you become your worst enemy at the end of the day, that even exchange doesn't exist anymore. Because you showed your true colors. When someone's just trying to walk away and find themselves in the most healthiest way to get in their own lane, to know their awareness within themselves, to know their self-value, to know their self-love within themselves, to go within and do the self-healing, to show up for themselves. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense within not making sense sometimes. Because how can it possibly make sense when someone's just trying to walk away? That makes sense. It's common sense. When someone's done with someone's projection of their pain, going against someone at the end of the day, causing them pain, that's not an even exchange when it comes to self-love and walking away. When someone wants to walk away and they're tired of your abuse, your narcissist behavior, you gotta understand and leave a person alone. Leave them alone. There's no reason to bring harm towards somebody. Someone says they're done with the relationship, leave them alone. Someone says they're not in tune with you, whatever the case may be, no need to put your hands on them, regardless of your sexual orientation at the end of the day. Someone says stop, stop. Someone says excuse me, excuse me. When someone says no thank you, it's no thank you. It should be no reason why you're bringing all this toxic behavior towards an innocent person at the end of the day who does not deserve your extra weight of your trauma and your pain. And you saying that you love this person. How can you possibly love someone but you're pushing them away? disrespecting them, dealing with other people and other relationships and all that. And then you playing the narcissist mind games with them to try to set them up their thought process, on their friend, their pockets, and their eyesight. It's not an even exchange when it comes to true love and real love. Yeah, couples go through things, but that's not even balance in a healthy relationship, and I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. You know, real love is real, one of a kind with the right one. True love is real with the right one that's truly for you. And true love does not have a hand problem. True love is someone that's not going to go against you, someone that's not going to be in competition with you, someone that's not going to disrespect you. Like, someone who's willing to value your time in the most healthiest way and meet you halfway when it comes to respecting each other and being each other's peace in the most healthiest way. They say fairy tales do not exist. Fairy tales do exist in the most healthiest way when you come across the right one that's truly for you. You just haven't came across your right person at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. Like I said, this page ain't for everybody. It's the thought process for me, though. Safety first. You matter. Stop the violence. It should be no reason why you get into a relationship with someone and you feel like you gotta be in competition with them or go against them and hurt them with words and allow them to feel unworthy of themselves and have a hand problem and then manipulate them. Like, that's toxic. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. And you matter and you are worthy. I'm sorry they didn't show you how to love the right way because they didn't know how to love. They overlooked you. They didn't allow you to feel what love actually felt like. To someone to actually care for you and be there for you and show up for you and respect you. But you matter. You matter. You are worthy. Yeah, they gave up on you. They overlooked you. But they was not supposed to be part of your journey. And that's okay. Because you know why? God will send genuine people into your life that's going to genuinely love you for who you truly are. God will send genuine people into your life that's going to genuinely respect you for who you truly are. You are worthy and you matter. You matter. You matter. And it's okay to recognize when you go within and do the healing, to understand that what you expressed yourself to do and allow yourself to be in these situations, it was only hurting yourself. The person can forgive you, but you're only hurting yourself in the long run. Why would you want to continue to hurt yourself if you already allowed someone to continue to hurt you because you didn't know how to love? You're only pushing the person away that you thought you truly loved. But it wasn't your timing for love. Judgment Day's been here. Judgment Day's been here. And I say that respectfully. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. But when you go within healing and understand the reflection of your reflection, to understand your true pain, just know at the end of the day, you gotta show it for you. When you look at your reflection of yourself. You know, and when it starts with healing, you can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door, wearing a mask to tune into yourself. It would never make sense. It's not gonna make sense because you're gonna continue to overlook yourself. And when you go within, it would never be a overnight healing process. When willing to choose your best self vision of yourself, to know at the end of the day, what you allowed to display or what you thought was the norm wasn't the norm. It would never be an overnight process. And never allow someone to psych you out the thought process, allow you to believe it will be an overnight process. Because it would never be an overnight process when it comes to trauma healing and actually healing within. And I say that respectfully. regardless from your childhood point of view, going into your adulthood, trauma on top of trauma, your exchange of your trauma, maybe being sexually assaulted as a child, maybe dealing with domestic violence, dysfunctional family, violence, discrimination, sickness. You put a name to your book. And all of this stuff from your childhood going into your adulthood, trauma on top of trauma, no healing. Nobody ever shown you how to love you, let alone they didn't know how to love you. Or what you thought was love wasn't love. It was dysfunctional love. That's still not healthy love. But always knew that there was something within you that understood the communication when it came to love and loving yourself. But you just overlooked yourself, trying to find balance within yourself. And when you choose your best self vision of yourself to heal and understand that you matter, you are worthy. It's nobody's timing when it comes to your trauma healing, because you have to be mentally prepared, mentally stable to understand the awareness within yourself that God installed within us, to know that there are better days ahead, and you have to be patient with your process because God is still patient with you. When it comes to healing, regardless from your childhood point of view or going into your adulthood. Because when it comes to trauma, it's not easy. Facing your own music will make you feel uncomfortable sometimes, overwhelmed. It will be projection be putting on you and on yourself, and sometimes you may become your own worst enemy, just trying to show up for yourself. But you say you want to go within and do the healing, but you don't know how. You know, just because you see your neighbor elevating and becoming their best self vision of themselves, everybody's timing is different when it comes to healing. Only to be a hate in disguise because your neighbor understood to go within and understood to choose their best self vision of themselves. And they don't have to fake gaslight nobody when they look at their reflection of themselves in their own mirror, to understand the awareness within themselves that they chose their best self vision of themselves. Just because they're elevating doesn't mean that they're better than anybody at the end of the day. They just love themselves in the most healthiest way. Something they tuned into is themselves. And you're being a hate in disguise and overlooking yourself when you could put all that energy into yourself and love yourself instead of you trying to project negative energy on an innocent person. So just know when it comes to healing, it's going to get uncomfortable because you're still trying to figure out who you are. But you matter, you are worthy. Don't give up on yourself because they overlooked you. Don't give up on yourself because they gave up on you. Don't overlook yourself because you overlooked yourself more than enough. Thinking certain things that were projected on you or things that you saw was the norm. It was never the norm. When it came to toxic behavior, when it came to someone showing you that this was love and the whole entire time they was against you and they wasn't for you. They didn't know how to love themselves, let alone to respect you, to show you what love looks like. So it was never even exchange. If they don't respect you, how they gonna love you? That's how you felt. That's why you gotta tune into yourself and stop making excuses for yourself. You matter. And when it starts with healing, it starts with you. And I hope one day that you find peace within yourself in the most healthiest way. And leave innocent people alone because you don't know how to love, let alone love yourself. Or let alone, if you don't know how to respect yourself, you're not gonna respect the next person. And they don't need that toxic exchange with your pain. And I say that respectfully. Stop the violence, stop the violence. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Just Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. Find balance within your day. Respect yourself and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence, stop the violence. Stop the violence. Regardless if it's a relationship or not. Stop the violence. Leave innocent people alone. Never allow a hate in disguise or a person with malicious intentions like your freedom, your thought process, your eyesight, your pockets at the end of the day because they have malicious intentions. Protect yourself at all times. Safety first. You matter, you matter, you matter. You matter. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining week. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. Oh my God! Oh, wait. What's today? Before we know it, it's going to be what? Friday. It's the full process for me. Wow. When these days don't even exist no more. It be the full process for me. Time on time is going by fast. Yo, this shit about to be over before we know it. Be safe out there, y'all. Be safe. Now you genuine love and respect. Have a good day. It's the thought process for me. Gotta go.